So I'd like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Hudson for March 9th, 2015. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Welly, the roll, please.
Morissette.
Here.
Yakub Rod.
Here.
McCormick.
Here.
Weber is excused. Hoggett.
Here.
Vanslo is excused.
Okay, at this point, we will ask for any citizens that would like to speak to the council on any item that is not on the agenda, so now is your chance. So again, if there's anyone here that would like to speak to the council, now is your chance. Hearing none, we'll move on to consent agenda.
To approve the regular meeting minutes of February 23rd, 2015. To approve claims in the amount of $542,182.80 with detail available in the clerk's office. To approve, contingent upon payment of any outstanding debt owed to the city and approval by the police department, approve the issuance of one regular operator's license for the period of March 10th, 2015 to June 30th, 2016 to Brooke M. Larson, and two temporary operator's licenses to James R. Burns Jr. and Melissa Hauser for use at the St. Patrick's Gala on April 11th, 2015, and two temporary operator's licenses to Matthew Parent and Matthew Maurer for use at the Hudson Hockey Association event on March 20th and 21st, 2015. To approve the 2015 fee schedule for city licenses, permits, services, etc., as presented or previously approved by the Common Council.
Can we pull that, please?
To approve a temporary Class B beer license to the Hudson Hockey Association for the second annual men's open hockey tournament on March 20th, 2015 from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on March 21st, 2015 in the upstairs mezzanine area of the Gornick Arena, and to place on file the city clerk's quarterly report and the regular meeting minutes of the Hudson North Hudson Community Access Board for February 24th, 2015. That is all.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Morissette.
Yes.
Yakub Rod.
Yes.
McCormick.
Yes.
Hoggett.
Yes.
Okay, first order then is the temporary Class B, 2015 fee schedule for city license, permits, and services.
I asked to pull it simply because at finance we made a motion and Catherine confirmed it can be done. I'll remake the motion to raise the fee for neutered and spayed cats and dogs to $10 and unspayed and unneutered cats to $20, which is the same as what dogs are now.
Is there a second?
Sorry.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
And that would be effective with the next.
Effective in the next
Yes, we've
year.
already
Effective
started
cycle,
listening,
Yep.
selling
So
licenses.
effective 2016.
So you're approving the fee schedule plus this?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've already paid this year. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be for dog and cat licenses next December.
Okay. Any discussions, thoughts, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next is a Finance Committee discussion, possible action on the premise description change for Azul Tequila. And basically, they're going to be adding 12 seats to the northeast side of their building. So there's how many tables? 4 tables? 3 tables?
3 tables, I believe. Yep.
Nice. Sit outside, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public Works, Mr. Zulli, discussion possible action on LED lighting improvement project.
Good evening. At the last Public Works meeting, the Public Works Committee approved and sent forward the LED proposal for the streetlight conversion. And we have Paul Morning here with Graybar to give his final report.
Before he gives a report, can we address what Neil brought up? Can you address that, Tom?
I'll try.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Just any specific question?
No,
or-
yeah, I would just,
He said significant maintenance savings is unrealistic.
right.
at the 12,000, because basically the items that we have entered into our budget every year is usually poles that are knocked down. At least that's from,
Some are poles, the poles are out of our control, that
Correct.
varies from year to year.
yep,
That 6-year numbers that Neil submitted were from 2009 to 2014. They range from $12,134 to as high as nearly $21,000. And that could include some poles.
most of
knocked
it
down
was
for that.
according to what said there. So the savings of $14,000 seems unrealistic, I guess, based on the fact it was 12, 19, 14, 20, 12, and 14, that you're gonna save $14,000 on that, when most of the expenses here are for poles. I guess that's.
I don't have the exact number of poles.
Oh, I don't either, but based on what his memo, Neil, do you wanna add anything to that, or?
I was looking, I didn't see him here.
Oh,
I was
okay.
looking for Neil, I'm like, is he here?
He was
And-
hiding back there.
Sorry, Neil, I would have asked you to address it, I just didn't see
No,
you.
it's no problem. It's just when you look at the detail that, we can go back to in those years, a lot of those expenses on maintenance have been for the replacement of poles.
Yeah.
So,
That's
now
still
some
gonna
have
happen.
been for replacement of bulbs and whatnot, but I just think when you look at those totals, to go and say you're gonna save $14,000 a year, is not reflected by that history.
So I guess my question is, I understand that it's replacement of poles, but usually when the poles go down, and I don't know the answer, which is why I'm asking this, do the lights break with them? I mean, we're replacing the lights too, because if they go down, they're gonna go boom, right? So those lights will be are they warranted if though that happens, or is a lighting we have a 10-year warranty with this?
Yeah, generally, if there is an accident and there is a knockdown, our insurance company, we have to pay the first $1,000, and if we're lucky enough to catch that, have the person that was involved in the incident, generally, we submit a bill to those, to that person. But if not, we have to submit that into our insurance company, and we have a $1,000 deductible. So if there is a light pole gets knocked down and it's $5,000, the most we would pay is $1,000.
So it doesn't matter if the light breaks or not, because either way, it's gonna hit us, yeah.
So the other calculations that in that the current rates that we gave from 2009, I don't believe that included any equipment. Whereas when Lighting Matters calculated the the maintenance savings, that was for $100 for a bucket truck, city worker at so many dollars, and then if we had to pay for electrician plus the bulbs, ballast, or whatever equipment we would need. That's what they based their energy savings on to get that $14,000. Yes, I guess that $14,000 is an unknown. It was just based on some general information based on equipment, labor, cost, and approximate time for replacing or repairing fixtures.
It was my assumption that the maintenance savings was the gravy, that the power consumption savings was really what we're after.
The big energy savings is more of a known and more of a solid, and that's close to
Right.
$47,000. The maintenance, if it's not $14,000, it may be somewhat less than that, but that is, some unknown, but I think there is definitely gonna be maintenance savings.
Yeah, I agree with you, John.
$14,000, maybe not.
Okay, the next question I have, and Neil, you can stay there if you would. They have the $263,000, the revised lighting cost and controls. Is that, what did we have in our budget, capital budget for that?
We had capital budgeted out of the last capital budget, we had $280,000 in total.
Okay.
That 280, I think we have spent a portion of that with Lighting Matters for this study and preparations of the specs for what not we're going to put there. So I think as Tom's memo indicates, we have about $260,000 left.
And that's what total cost is left, right?
Correct.
263?
260, and I think
Okay.
in Tom's memo, he references we need to find the other money. But if you're looking at, $2,000 or, and that, that's easily, found within the capital budget.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions on this? Is there a motion to approve?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Okay. Discussion.
I just think this has been a long time coming, and it's a benefit to the city that we was gonna see.
so.
I think we've been looking at this for 4 years.
Two and a
now.
half years,
it's
I
been
think.
a-
Yeah,
oh, it's
4
longer
years,
than that.
maybe
It's
even
been
longer.
forever.
Yeah, the last meeting was
Since
pretty
Dean
long,
was here.
but,
Yes,
one of the hidden bonuses that, is that there's some rebate stuff going on, so we're able to add some features that weren't part of the original
Yeah.
estimate. So this is a really good deal for
Yeah.
everybody.
And we skinned off a few things, the motion sensors and stuff, just to get it down to what we needed to get it to,
Okay.
but it's nice.
Just one.
go ahead, yes.
What are you approving right now?
The purchase of the cap, $263,000.
Okay, it will be, I mean, this was a study, and there's going to be a contract with Gray Bar, I'm
Right.
assuming. So is that what you're approving?
Yes,
To accomplish whatever's in this study?
correct.
Okay.
Less the changes that Mary had said in finance, or in.
Yeah,
public
it would
service.
be
And I'll
the
get right to
motion,
you.
yeah. Go
Right?
ahead, Tom.
Okay, Tom.
You're Neil.
You.
Okay.
Your name's Tom. My recollection is that when we discussed this at Public Works, that we can tell the people of Hudson whose money we're spending that the payback on the power, the electrical charges, is 4.6 years for the downtown parking lot areas, and I think it was 3.5 or 3.7 years for the street lamps out on Stage Line and other places. Is that right?
Hang on a minute. I know they broke that down. I had it right here. I think it averaged out 3.4.
For the downtown fixtures, including, so downtown roadway fixtures, as well as all the parking lots. The total was 5.7 years. And then when you look at just the roadway lighting for Crestview, Carmichael, Cooley, Hanley, Stage Line roads, it was 3.9 years. So I think your figures are right. In total, the total payback with controls is 4.6 years.
Okay, thanks.
John, maybe I don't know if you're supposed to ask this or not, but can I ask him to change his motion since I seconded it to add something to it?
If you want to add something to it, why don't you ask him?
Can we change it to put it to make the motion so it's with Public Works recommendations, which takes out like the motion sensors?
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
also, we asked for phase 2 to be done first, which is the streets, and then the downtown and parking lots be done second in Public Works.
Right, because it's a 2 to 3 month project.
Right, and I want
Yeah.
the street savings is more significant than the parking lot savings, so we want to
Okay.
get that started right away.
You're the second?
Yeah.
And contract review?
Yes.
Yeah, and contract, yeah.
I approve the second.
And you,
Extras.
and the seconder is approved?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion, comments, questions?
The other whiz-bang stuff with the controls is that this system is dimmable between hours that have low activity and the power curve is such that you can go all the way down to 25% and only maybe dim half, I mean, it's pretty impressive stuff, so I think it's exciting.
Well, at Public Works, good job. That was, I know you guys spent a lot of time on it, and we've been talking about it for a long time, but good job. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Tom. Discussion, possible action on the Dyke Road riprap repair project. Tom? Huh?
Other Tom.
I know. We got too many Toms, huh? Mr. Sifko?
I think
Like
I've
we
heard
need a
that.
Public Works meeting.
Never enough.
I think I've heard that before, but
Tom.
Tom.
thank you. As you know, we had some damage that occurred last summer due to the high St. Croix river levels, and in the October 20th council meeting, council appropriated $157,500 for these repairs. We've since then we've been working on a DNR permit that allows us to proceed. We received that permit this afternoon, so we have that.
Good.
I've also double-checked with Wisconsin Emergency Management. As you know, we were going to get a great deal, about 70% of the actual riprap cost paid for or funded through Emergency Management. Double-checked with them again today, and they're still on board. They have obligated up to the 70% of the estimated cost of the riprap. So in your packet, there's a breakdown of basically the total project cost. And again, it's showing the same 157,500 number under the city column for city costs. The 189 would be the 70% appropriated by Wisconsin Emergency Management for a total project cost of $346,500. I put the proposed schedule in there just, and whether this council wants to discuss that or not. We pretty much know that the St. Croix River is going to come up in the spring, but what we're looking at is a little bit less snowfall this year than most years. So the way we set up the schedule is kind of a double window, a small window in the, or not small, but a spring window and then a fall window. We pretty much know that we do not want to shut the Dike Road down during the heavy months of use, June, July, and August, but we are going to have to close that off during construction. It's just from a safety perspective, there's not enough room out there for backhoes, men and equipment, and as well as pedestrian traffic. So that's kind of our thoughts relative to the schedule. We're going to try to get this thing done in the spring, get the contractor paid off, and then the Wisconsin Emergency Management is on a reimbursement setup relative to their funding. If we have snowfall events, large rain events, and we cannot work, then we would have to complete it in the fall. So
Seems
tonight,
like a good plan.
pardon?
Looks like a good plan. You've got,
Well, we've talked to a couple contractors too, and they thought the double window might be help them out from a competitive bid perspective as well. So,
okay.
So tonight, with staff recommendation is to approve the plans and specifications and authorize the advertisement for bids. And as you can see there, we're looking at opening bids April 6th with a contract award on the 13th.
Okay.
I move we approve staff recommendation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Good job, Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Thank you.
carries.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, new business, discussion, possible action on special event permit, Hudson Flotilla, C. Olson. Anybody gonna take that one?
Caleb is here if you have questions, if you want to hear from him. Otherwise, public safety has recommended it to approval to the council.
Okay,
If you want, Caleb, if you want to give the particulars.
Yeah,
On the
come on
event.
up if you give us your name and
certainly.
tell us a little bit about this event.
So my name is Caleb Olson, and I work with a group called the Twin Cities Paddlers, and so we organize paddling events. The Hudson Flotilla is an event that we're proposing for August 22nd, 2015. A flotilla is a large gathering of canoes and kayaks that come together and they float without touching shore. We'd like to combine this flotilla event with a concert that would be projected from the shoreline near the beach house. It would take place to the south of the beach house on the flat cement area next to the shelter area. So it wouldn't require us to close down the beach house. There would still be access to people that wanted to go to the beach. And we would make sure to route the boats so that they didn't go through the swim area. They loaded from the side and they came out from the side. Originally, we had wanted to break the world record with this event. However, I was doing some research and I found out that it was set in New York in September, and it's a pretty large number. But however, this is a unique event, so I believe that it would have a good draw of people to this area, and Hudson really has a pretty ideal location for it, just with the city being right on the water and people being able to load in from multiple areas. So,
Okay. Anyone have any questions for him?
What's the world record?
it's 3,100 boats.
Piece of cake.
I'll give you one or two.
I got 2 kayaks. I mean, I'm
There we
ready.
go.
Parking at John's house.
Yeah, there you go. Bring it on.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, great,
We'll
thank
see you
you.
on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Sounds great, thank you very much.
We do,
Well-
Caleb, you'll have to coordinate that with Nancy on the insurance and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Next item on the agenda is discussion, possible action on renewal of fire department mutual aid agreements with the Lower St. Croix and the Lake Elmo. Chief St. Martin.
Just renewing existing contracts. So it's nothing really new. It's been in place, the mutual aid. Obviously, we've used the mutual aid as they have. A week ago when we had the fire up on 3rd, we had Lake Elmo and Lower St. Croix, amongst other communities, helping out. So it's just kind of a continuation of that. The only thing they're working on in the future that would change this for us would be they're possibly trying to get a county to county, so Washington County to St. Croix County. So we wouldn't have to have all the separate agreements. That's something they're working on, which would maybe simplify things in the future. But otherwise, it's just pretty much the same as it was. So.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Usually, Catherine, do you review those?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I think that concludes the agenda. There's a couple things. We received a letter for the city that on Tuesday, March 17th, which I believe is St. Patrick's Day, there's an I-94 reconstruction public involvement meeting for the stretch of highway from Highway 35 to 0.85 miles east. And they're going to put a 3rd lane in. This is currently scheduled for 2017. So, Mr. Zulli, we'll put this on our website, but you should get a copy of this also, because if we have any projects going in that area, they're gonna be shutting down that exit.
Exit 1.
Exit 1. And that could have a significant impact on if we're doing any projects in the city, because they're gonna have to run up either.
Cooley or Vine.
Cooley, come on up, Tom, if you have other comment on it. It's just for informational purposes.
I think we'd have to be, consider what street projects we have, like on Vine Street or
Yep.
Cooley Road would be the 2 alternates, so.
But Vine
as we-
Street is scheduled, it would probably be
did I say
scheduled
Vine?
for that time.
Yeah, so I guess we'd have to really watch that schedule on that project.
Okay. But this is the first that Denny or anybody has heard about this, so.
Got it last week.
So that's kind of a short notice on something like that.
Tentatively, I may be attending that.
Pardon?
Tentatively, I will be
Okay,
attending
good.
that.
I'll be there.
At the middle school cafeteria from 5 to 7.
There's another proposed budget change with the state level that I think everyone should be aware of, or I don't know if you get the league's newsletter, and one is about moving all the assessing to the county level and what impact that has. I know that we've sent information to the county on how much we spend for Liz's time and then what we pay Bomar and Associates. So that we've forwarded that on. There's some issues about moving pretty rapidly on that, and I think it's probably would be, I guess I'll monitor it a little longer, but I would like to see them slow down on this particular proposal.
And I know the league has come out against it, the League of Wisconsin Municipalities, at least initially, because again, they need more information and.
I think it's something that I'm not sure we want to give up, and we may not have any choice, but.
Then we then can't control the costs. That's
Right.
the other issue. We'll have to pay whatever the county tells us to pay.
I see.
And that's,
Who's pushing this?
it's it's in the budget for Governor Walker. So not sure, I want to get a little more information, and the league has sent us a resolution that if I might bring it to you folks to see whether or not you want to do that or not. I'd like to get a little more information before I know the League of Municipalities has sent a letter saying they're opposed to this change.
Do all of you get that electronic newsletter? If not, I'll just forward that
Be great.
Yeah.
email
Appreciate
to
it.
everybody so
I'm
you
not-
can read
yeah.
about it.
And I'd like your input in it.
I'm not
because-
getting that or the magazine anymore. They have my wrong address, so it
Okay.
takes like a month to get to me.
Okay. Oh, okay, I can notify the league about that.
But let me know what you think about that. The biggest, besides the cost issue for me, was the opportunity on your board of review that wouldn't be with us anymore.
That's right.
And that's kind of a tough deal. Anybody else have anything? Council people for future agenda items?
Oh.
City
Just want to
administrator.
make sure now, you're gone the next meeting, correct? 23rd?
No.
You're
I'm-
here now.
I'm here till, I'm gone the 13th, is April.
Okay, so you're here the 23rd?
I am.
Okay, so we should be fine. We just want to make sure we had a quorum, is all, because Randy's gone, so.
Okay.
And the mayor is also gone, so at the start of the next meeting, you'll elect a temporary chairperson for the meeting, so start negotiating now, I guess.
Who gets that honor? City attorney. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.